Liam for that very educational report. And now the news is over.
Awesome. Sounds good. Are we ready? We're ready to start, guys, whenever you are ready. Let me get the thing. Because we do. Do we whack it? I'll hold it. You whack it. Yes.
Joy to the world, the sun returns. Let all the earth rejoice. Let every heart bid welcome to the light. Purchase a moment.
My heart is warm with the friends I make, and better friends I'll not be known. Yet there isn't a train I wouldn't take, no matter where it's going. Let us join together in singing hymn number 389, Gathered Here.
You all know this one? Gather here in the mystery of the hour. Gather here in one strong body. Gather here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. And Darby and I are going to drum for you. So we'll sing it 3 for you once. Gather here in the mystery of the hour. Gather here in one strong body. Gather here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Ready? Sing. Gather here in the mystery of the hour. Gather here in one strong body. Gather here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Gather here in the mystery of the hour. Gather here in one strong body. Gather here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Gather here in the mystery of the hour. Gather here in one strong body. Gather here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near.
Good morning and welcome to UUCBV. Today we are celebrating the winter solstice in a special worship service. After After service, everyone is invited to have refreshments and coffee. There are also crafts for all of us to complete. We hope you stay for a bit and visit with each other. And I invite all of our children to come up and sit. Roy.
Our story begins. On the night of the winter solstice, some years ago, 3 children sat by the window in our house looking out into the dark night. The sun had gone down that afternoon soon after they arrived home from school. They were getting used to it getting dark early. They were getting tired of it. It seemed harder to get schoolwork done. Without saying anything, each child was thinking about sunlight and what they would be doing only if it had stayed daylight a little bit longer. The moon was shining that night and cast a pale glow around their front yard. Beautiful, but not the same as sunlight.
Now please join me in singing Jingle Bells, and we're gonna start with the chorus.
Y'all ready? I'll just play a little bit so you get the idea. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Suddenly, from outside came a sound of hissing steam and rumbling machines. They looked out the window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of their house. Someone stood at the open door of one of the cars. She looked like a train conductor, except her uniform was completely gold and shimmered in the moonlight and the light streaming from the train car windows. She checked a tiny watch on the gold ribbon around her neck and said,
All aboard.
The children ran and got onto the train.
Well, y'all are going to be playing, of course. This is the Solar Express.
And she stretched out her hand and pulled them aboard.
Put it down so I can have it.
On this day, near the longest night of the year, we will light our chalice. Pastor Kyle will do that for us. Please join with me in reading the words found on the screen. We light our flame chalice to illuminate the world we seek. In the search for truth, may we be just. In search for justice, may we be loving. And in loving, may we find peace. And now, let us sing hymn number 362. Joe and Kyle will lead this. We will sing it through once, and then we'll do it in 2 parts. So this side will be the first part. This side will be the first part. This side will be the second part. And this side will start after the word flame.
Rise up, O flame, why not light glowing? Show us the beauty vision.
So now is the time when we share our joys and concerns with each other. If anyone has a joy or concern they would like to express, please come up and light the candle and use the microphone. Also, if you have a joy or concern where you don't feel comfortable talking, you may also come up and light the candle.
Today I have joy. My joy is all my friends here at church and my family. And my joy is that we can all be here together to do like this whole play, and that's my joy. My joy is that there's no school for 2.5 weeks.
I don't have a candle, but my joy is I'm such a cool conductor.
All right,
Mine is more of a serious joy. It's to a couple I know named Michaela and Stephen. And I've met them because they're a foster family. They have 2 young children and they've taken 2 others in. And it's just amazing when you're in their home to see how much love is going around. And it just breaks your heart seeing how much love is going around, and it just makes you really proud.
Any other joys and concerns? All right, let's continue on with our story. The children looked at each other, and then the conductor trying to remember what the equator was.
Equator? What's that?
The equator is an imaginary line around the center of the earth. Why are you going there? Well, you wanted more sunshine, right? That's the place on the earth where the sun always shines about the same amount of time. Days and nights are about equal, and it's almost always warm day and night.
The conductor went on to explain that everyone on the train was experiencing long, dark nights where they lived because of the tilt of the earth away from the sun at this time of year.
The train filled with other children from all over the world. They were served food from a trolley that moved throughout the train. There was lemonade, both pink and plain, and limey too. The trolley man served any flavor of ice cream requested, and there were yellow sun-shaped cookies. Outside, the lights of the village and the town flickered by as the Solar Express headed southward. It began to get warmer.
Amazingly, everyone could understand what everyone was saying despite the different languages. They sang songs and told stories of how each of their countries and cultures coped with the long winter nights. Many different traditions had developed over the years, and many of them involved celebrating flight.
We asked a few volunteers to help out with this next part. They will bring up various items and place them on the table here to visually show what is in the story. A child from India spoke about the holiday Diwali, when people light oil lamps, have fireworks, and festivals. Someone from China talked about their ancient winter solstice festival of Dongji, pardon my mispronunciation, when families gather to eat warm noodles and dumplings and stay up late into the night. So here's our plate of noodles. Some Jewish children talked excitedly about the festival of lights of Hanukkah and lighting the menorah. So here's our menorah. Children from various countries all spoke about gathering evergreens, holly, and mistletoe as well as putting out the Christmas tree, with lights, of course. Several children smiled as they told about the miles of little electric lights that were strung around people's houses and bushes outside. Lights. And there were even more stories, each one different, fascinating, told and heard with awe and respect. The train sped along. The children laughed and sang and ate food together. It was warm and toasty, although it was still dark outside. Let us now join together in singing hymn number 235, Deck the Halls. We'll have a short introduction by the musicians, and in between verses, there will be a little pause, long enough to sing fa la 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 la, but we're just going to let them pause while we breathe and then head into the new verse. Joyfully!
Okay, sorry. Take two.
We're just a little excited.
The traditions of gift giving is especially strong this time of year. Let us give our gifts to this church in support of our community efforts. This church shares the proceeds of the offering plate donations each week to support important nonprofit organizations with which we work. This month, we are proud to support the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. The UUSC is a nonprofit, non-sectarian, associate member organization of the UUA that works to provide disaster relief and promote human rights and social justice around the world.
Suddenly, the lights on Suddenly, the lights on the train went out, and all was dark, except for the glowing light coming from a large silver bowl on a stem, which looked like a goblet or a chalice. The conductor held this in her hand as she walked about the train. With her other hand, she dipped small gold cups into the light and brought them out filled to the brim with glow, and handed one to each child on the train. Everyone received a tiny gold cup filled with light that looked like a drop of spring sunlight, but at the same time was a little different. The conductor said,
We are over the equator. Oh, this is your light. It will shine mostly bright in their softness.
The children held their cups tightly, realizing that this was something very special indeed. Again, suddenly, the train turned upward and shot like a plane through a blanket of clouds. As it leveled out, the train was filled with a brilliant light streaming in through the windows, light from the sun. The thick white clouds under the train, which seemed more like an airplane right now, parted to show the land and oceans below. Jungles, deserts, islands, and water sparkled in the sunlight. The conductor announced,
We are over the equator. We've taken a trip to the other side of the world where the sun is shining. Take a good look, because we cannot stay long.
All the children pressed their faces against the windows. They felt the warmth of the sun and gazed in wonder at the earth below. They held onto their cups of light, which was now blending into the light around them. Even though they were quite excited, everyone felt a strong sense of peace, hope, togetherness, and strength.
We will now have a responsive reading. It's very simple. Your response to everything that I say is, blessed be. The litany of seasonal blessings.
Blessed be.
A little early, but good job, good practice. Now let's say blessed be. For all people on whom the sun shines, whether women, men, or non-binary, poor or rich, old or young, wherever they live, whatever they believe, whomever they love.
Blessed be.
For the music of Yuletide and all those who compose, sing, and play it.
Blessed be.
For the celebration meal and all who prepare it and all who share it.
Blessed be.
For snow and ice and sledding and skiing and skating.
Blessed be.
For warming fires and warming homes. For Yule logs and candles and electricity.
Blessed be.
For evergreen trees and holly and ivy and mistletoe.
Blessed be.
For Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, Grandfather Frost, Père Noël, Father Christmas, and all the gifts they bring.
Blessed be.
For infants and puppies and kittens and newborns of every species.
Blessed be.
For a peaceful world for them to grow up in.
Blessed be.
And finally, may it be so.
Blessed be.
Please turn to hymn number 226. That's good.
People of peace, the time
clack of train wheels, but all was quiet. Outside it was still dark, but a faint light was beginning to show in the sky, showing that it was sunrise. They remembered their trip on the Solar Express and looked around for their cups of light. For a short while, they wondered if they had been dreaming the whole thing. But sure enough, right by their beds were 2 gold cups filled with lovely light. They picked them up and quickly ran to show their parents the wondrous light.
Their parents sleepily looked at the small gold cups in their children's hands. To be truthful, they did not see the light that their children excitedly chattered on about. But when they looked up from the golden cups and gazed at their children's joyous faces, they did indeed see light, the light of hope, peace, and love everlasting, shining forth as clear as sunlight.
Now, please join me in extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we gather together again.
We wish you a Merry Solstice. We wish you a Merry Solstice. We wish you a Merry Solstice and a Happy New Year. Wish you a Merry Solstice. We wish you a Merry Solstice. We wish you a Merry Solstice and a Happy New Year.
I think we should sing that one more time. What do you think? Let's
Yes.
sing it higher.
Yes.
Wish you a Merry Solstice. We wish you a Merry Solstice. We wish you a Merry Solstice and a Happy New Year.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
And now we feast. Enjoy the potluck
Yes.
and the crafts. And give a round of applause.
And me! Food, no eat, no leftovers.
Everybody was in the play. Come up and take a bow.
Yes.
Everybody in the audience, get up and give them the proper respect. Your benediction today. No hell, no hell, no hell, no hell. Have a great holiday, you all. There's not a rhyme in here.